So, you're welcome. Duru blessing, you're welcome. It seems that a lot of people are in that group and yet to respond. So, I'm going to start the class for today. Now, just as our today's topic, which is what database. So, we are going to focus on what uh, database, MySQL database, and we are also going to know what is MySQL. I believe you can hear me loud and clear. Huh? Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, now since you can hear me, please, I want you to respond. Nsika, please don't use chat for me. Once I ask you if you can hear me, you will respond. So now, what is MySQL? MySQL is what a standard language for what accessing and manipulating database, which is what structural query language. Now, structural query language lets you to what access and manipulate database. It help you to what access and what manipulate database. Now MySQL become a standard of American national standard. So now it's a programming language that is well recognized to the whole world. So every developer works with what SQL. So now what are the basic things we normally do in what SQL? We are going to know some of the things we normally do in what SQL. Now, SQL can what execute queries against a database. It can what execute queries against a database. SQL can retrieve data from what a database. SQL can what insert record to a database, can update a record, can delete a record. And also SQL can what create database. Now first of all, we are going to what create a database. Before we start this class fully in the practical section, we are going to what create a database. And SQL can create tables in a database, and SQL can what store and produce in data. Okay, follow procedures in a database to store that data which you have analyzed. Now, so now SQL is not just a normal programming language, it's what an high level programming language. So we all know that this is what SQL can do. SQL can what store, delete, create, and what update, insert, retrieve, and execute. It can view data. It can what as give it a permission to what access a particular table. Now, what is the standard in every programming language? We have what standard. We have what standard, which is the syntax. We normally call it what syntax. They have to follow their syntax. We have to follow their syntax to arrive their at the results. Okay, so now let's move on to Google Colab. So I'm going to share my screen to what sorry, I'm going to share my screen to my SQL workbench, not Google Colab, SQL workbench. So I believe you can see my screen. I believe you can see my screen.
Yes, sir, we can see it.
Okay. Now, first of all, as a data analyst, you don't have any table. You have to create it. If you want to know the fundamentals of what SQL, you have to know how to what create a table. In case you intend to what create any, in case you intend to create what any of the database. Now, for me to create a database, you see, I have to start up my Google Colab, my SQL Workbench. Then I will open an empty file. I'll call it SQL file. So it's an SQL file. I will just open. You can come here, you type in your words, your SQL script, you open a query. You can open a query, you can open a model. So I'm opening what SQL file 7. Let's see if I create another one. Oh, this is a model. Sorry, I'll close this. I'll open this. Look, you see, when I added new query tab, you see it added SQL file 10. So when you open the query tab, it will open what SQL file what 10. Now we have to create a database. I don't want to use this. We are going to start from the scratch. How to what create a database. Now we are going to say that we need to create a database. I want to give it a name that can relate to what the file you want to organize. Now, for example, I want to organize a student record. I'm going to name it student record, right? Hello.
We
If
are
I
with
want
you,
Yes,
to
sir.
name
yes, sir, we are with you.
if I want to name a database, am I going to use the word that is related to the file name? Or yeah, am I going to use it? I'm asking a question. Should I use any random name or related name
Use a
of my
related
data?
related
Is a
name.
is a related name.
Good. So you use what? A related name of what? Your data. For example, you are working on a student record. You don't have the record. You want to start as a beginner. You want to create a table. You don't want to use Excel. You don't want to use any other package, but you want to create it with what? SQL. You have to what? Create what? A database, which can also be downloaded as what? A file. So now let's create a database. We are going to say create student underscore record. Now there is something I want to also let you know, that when you are creating a database, huh? When you are creating a database, you have to say that it should create that particular database. I cannot just write it like that, create the student record. No, you have to indicate. I just wrote it for you to know that this, what I wrote is what? Wrong. What I wrote is wrong. Create student record is wrong. You have to specify what do you want to create. Is it table? Is it database? You have to specify. Now you have to also do something like if not exist. If not what exist, it should create it. But if it's existing, it should not create it, so that you will not alter your what? Existing database. Now I'm going to write it that it should create what? Database. Create database. Now, sorry. Yeah, create database. Now I have to include if not exist. Sorry. If not exists, now if not exists, it should what? Create it. If not exist, you should create it. Now you give it your name. You are going to give it what? Your name. You are going to give it your name, which is what? Our student record. So sorry, I'm going to move that name to where it's okay, where it's suitable. Right? Let me call it. So this name is not supposed to be here. I have to move it from there. So yeah, so this is the right way of what? Creating what? A database. Now I will end it using what? Semicolon. Semicolon. Now look at it very well. Look at what we have created. When I run it, you will see that a new database will appear here on the schema side. Are you guys following?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now it will create your database on what? Your schema. Now let me run it. Now I will highlight it. I have to highlight my code first, then run it so that it will indicate the particular line of code you want to run. Now I've highlighted it. I'm going to use this sign, which is looking like what? A thunder strike. Is also known as what? Executing tab. Now I'm going to execute it and you see that my database will be created. Now there is something down here. Now what did you see at the bottom?
That create database if not exist student record, and under the message one rule affected.
And the time. So this is the output, this is the result. If there is error, it will indicate. Now look at this symbol. It look like what? A verified symbol, like in your maybe your social media. Now it shows that it runs and is the right code. But if you created the wrong code, it will indicate what? Red. It will indicate what? Red. So now moving on, we want to see if truly our database has created. Now let's look at our database. So for me to look at our database, I have to what? Refresh my schema. I have to what? Refresh my schema. When I refresh it, look at it. Can you see that my database has been created?
Yes.
Now, this is how you what? You
Yes.
create your database. Now, for example, I create a database. I just write create database. I did not put if not existed. It will create. It will just create it, and it will, maybe if the existing database is already existing before and you just write create database and you do not include if not exist, it will just alter your previous database. Please take note of this. Take note of when you are creating a database and what you are supposed to do, the criteria. Now moving on, I'm going to uh, teaching you guys on how you can what? Make use of that database you have created. How you can what? Make use of that database you have created. Now, for Workbench to know that this is a particular database you are using, there's a symbol or there's a code which normally refer SQL Workbench to a particular what? Database. Now this code is just a keyword used. Use. So we have to write use. Now when we write use and indicate the particular database name, it will know that we are using that database. So let me copy the database and attach it here. Now look at it very well. I've written use database. I will highlight it and run. Now you see, what did you see? Please, what did you see?
Use student record. Zero row affected.
Zero row affected. Now look at it. When we use it, e gave us different view under the schema. Look at the schema. E gave us different view. E gave us different tags there, which is the what? The table, the view, the store procedure, and the functions. Now if we want to see our database, like we want to see our database if it has table, let me run it. If it has what? A table. But if it did not have a table, we are going to what? Create a table. We are going to what? Create a table inside our database. Now to see if our database has a table, we are going to use something we called select all from what? Our database. We are going to use select all from what? Our database. Let's say select, and this asterisk key is all. Asterisk key is what? All in what? Database in SQL. Now I've already select it like this. Select all from what? From our database. Let's say from. Now we want to see if that database have a table. Now look at it. Okay, you see, what did it show? It shows that select all from student record limit 0. Look at the sign. It shows that there is nothing inside, and it gave us an what? An error code that there is no table. There is no table inside that database. So it gave us what? An error. Now we have to what? Create a table. Please take note of what I'm explaining. We have to what? Create a table. Now for us to create a table, we have to indicate what name are we going to name it as? Is it student performance? Is it student data? Now I'm going to name it as what? Student data. Now for example, I can do it like this: create table student data. Now I'm going to add it like this: student data. So we have our student data like this. Eh? We have it like this, and we are going to pass in something. We are going to pass in the information we want that table to carry. We want to pass in something the table will carry. Now what are the details? We are going to use the person's ID. Let's say the person's ID, person ID, person ID. Now we are going to use person ID, and now our ID, okay, our ID, we are going to give it something like what we call auto increment. Now we want it to be automatically increasing. We want it to automatically increasing. Now we'll set it as what? A primary key. Now there's something we called primary key, and there's something we called foreign key. Now foreign key is a key that you can collect from another data set, and relate it to another data set. Now, primary key is a key that is specific for a particular person. I believe you can hear me.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So let me just ask you guys few questions because I'm just talking. I'm not hearing anybody voice again. Let me just see if they are still in class or some of you have gone to sleep. Let me hear from Akma. Akma, are you in class?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Oyemi, you are in class.
Yes, sir.
Duru, Blessing, are you in class? Are you following?
Yes,
Blessing.
yes,
Ah,
I am.
Blessing. It seems that you are already feeling sleepy.
I'm not feeling sleepy.
Okay, Manuel Ojofor.
I can hear you, sir.
Okay. Uh, Olakemi, are you here with us?
Yeah.
Okay, no problem. So let's continue. Now, uh, we are going to look at on what auto increment, and we are going to look at how we can set that particular ID. Now, that particular ID, we can change it to be integer, we can change it to varchar. So now, assignment for the week. Uh, Please, Woyemi, kindly write this assignment. One, assignment, SQL assignment. One, write out SQL data types. Woyemi, can you hear me?
Yes, I'm with you. I can hear you. Right out
Okay, please,
SQL.
data types. SQL what? Data types. Now, what's the meaning of what auto increment? Different type of keys in SQL. Different type of keys in SQL. Now, so let's move on. Now, I'm going to set it as what? The person's ID to be what? Integer. Now, our person's ID will be what? Integer. I will set it as what? Auto increment. Auto increment. Now, I will set it as what? Primary key. Primary key. Now, I'll enter. I'll press enter. Now, sorry, I'll separate it by comma. Sorry. Then I'll press enter. Now, what next am I going to do? Now, I'm going to add another person's, I'm going to pass the person's last name. Now, that last name, I'm going to say last name. Sorry, let me use it like this. Last name. Last name. Last name. Now, this is our last name. I'm going to set the data type. It should be what? Variable char. Variable char means what? Variable characters. It should be what? Variable what? Character. So I'm going to write varchar. Now this varchar. Now this varchar, I'm going to put a number bracket 250. Now who can tell me why am I putting this number?
As the if you're writing the name, it will not exceed 255 words.
This is Jasmine. Listen to my new song.
Good. It seems that you are following. Now you have given it a specific range. Now sometimes it can also be used as for what? Authentication. It can also be used for authentication. But now, what you have just explained is what that number mean. It must not exceed that range. If the name is more than that range, it will not um, process. It will not process. Now, I want to give you a scenario. Let's say our phone number. Let's say we are using integer. We can give it integer of, let's say, our phone number. We are using a phone number. Let's say our phone number is an integer, and the integer numbers is up to 11, right? So we can just put it as what, 11. If the number exceeds more than 11, it is wrong. It will not proceed. It will not proceed. Now this is what it means, which you have already explained. So thank you for that. So let's move on. We are going to write out the middle name. Now this our middle name. You also take this word. I'll paste it here. Now I will write out the first name. I'll copy. I'll paste it here again. So here will be what? First name. First name. Now we'll move further again. Now what do we need again? Uh, what else do we need in a student data? Hello? What else?
Maybe age.
Age, sex,
Okay, age. Now let's say age. Let's say age should be what? Integer. And it should not be more than what? Let's say 3. Should we do it like this? No. Let's leave it like this. Integer, comma. Now we press enter. Now we want to add something again. We have added age. We are going to put sex. Is it male or female? So it's supposed to be what? Character. So we are going to put it as what? 10. Let's say 10. Now, so let's move on again. So which other thing are we going to use again? And let's say email. Sometimes students might have what? Email. So we are going to use email. Email, yes. We are going to use email, we are going to use address, and we are going to use city. Okay, we are going to say email. So our email should contain a voucher of 250, 255. Now address, and country. Good. Now since we have gotten all this, right? So what next are we going to do? We are going to close our code. Now we are going to tell SQL that we are done. Oh, we are done, and we want to close it. So for us to close it, sorry, for us to close it, we are going to close it with what? Another bracket. Now look at it. I'm going to add what? Another bracket at the down and use my semicolon. Now please take note, when you are running your data, always alert the area you are running. So let's see our table. Now our table has run, right?
Yes.
Yeah, our table has run. Look at it. It already indicate that we have already affected our table. Now let's run our schema. Look at our schema very well. Now when I click on this, you see student data has been added. Can you see it? Or should I increase it?
Yes, sir.
Should
I
I
can see
increase
it.
it like
I can see it.
okay?
So,
So
You
sir,
can see it,
yes.
sir.
student data has been what added. So now automatically we are generating what records of what student data. So let's move on. So let me reduce this output. Okay, now let's go over. Let's see all our table we have created. Now for us to see our table we have created, there's something we called select all from, which I just did. Now let's run this. I've run it before, but let's run it and see what our table. Uh, okay. What happened? Something, something is wrong. Okay, now select all from what the table. Let's see our table. Sorry, we are going to see our table instead of student record. We are going to see student data. Student what data. So let's run it. So let me just cut it from here, so that you guys will not be confused. Now, so I'm going to run it and see our record. Now, did you see the data?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, look at it. Look at the good part is that in SQL Workbench, anything you created, you can what export it. Now let us export this data and then open it on Excel. Let us export it. Look at it. I'm clicking on this export. Now when I click on export, you see a dialog box will show, and I want to save it. Now I want to save it as what? Let's say data, student data. Now I'm saving it as CSV. Now I've already saved it. I've already saved it. Now let me view my table. The table we just exported. So now let me share my screen to my Excel file. So I'm going to share my screen for you to see. Please, SQL is sweet. You just need to understand what you are doing. You just need to understand what you are doing. So I'm going to share my entire screen. So you can see my entire screen, but
Yes, sir. You can
can you
see
see it?
it.
Now look at it. Can you see this Excel we created? This thing we created.
Yes.
Look at it. This is what we created. Let me just highlight. Let me make it bold for you so that you'll be able to identify what you have created in SQL. Now, this is what we created. So this is what we created. So can you see it?
Yes, sir.
So now, what do you feel when you see this data? What do you feel that SQL can do? I just want to hear from you. Do you understand my
Like
question?
that is. Please come again. The question. What do you understand that SEA can do?
What do you understand when you analyze your data and you will be able to export it, and it gave you, okay, let me put it like this. Okay, after you have analyzed your data, what comes to your mind when you see your work on what Excel format?
Or can we
Mm,
say it allows for data entry?
Good. It also what accept data entry for other software to input their data. So when you export your data from SQL to Excel formats, or any person can what insert data. It's flexible and it's easy. You understand? I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say,
yes, sir.
because I'm trying to break it down for you to the lowest, so that at the end of the day you can be able to teach a 5 years old. So Duru, blessing, are you following? I've not been hearing your voice. Hello, blessing.
I'm hearing you. I'm
Okay,
following.
no problem. So is there any question anybody want to ask?
I have a question.
Okay.
Yeah, so while we were creating the table, I noticed that the first part there, um, personal ID, okay, is an integer, right? That's why we used the data type of int.
Mm.
So
Yes.
what does that auto increment? What's it doing there? I just want to understand.
Okay.
And
Okay.
also, sorry, another question. Is there another shortcut for us to create this table? Because we're looking at this code, like cramming in and all of that. So I don't know if there's another shortcut for us to create table.
Ah, you need a shortcut. Okay, see, just calm down. Calm down, You understand it. We have just started, When you work on your project, you'll be able to master it very well. Okay? Just calm down. We are just started. We should not just rush to shortcuts. Just try to understand what we have done so far. Okay? So now this auto increment, can you hear me before I explain?
Yes, I can.
Okay, now this auto increment, before you came in, I've already explained it before. Auto increment, okay, now let me just use your register, a register as an example. Now, when they place a register on the table and you comes in, you have a unique number, which is what? One, right?
Yes, sir.
So when another person comes, what's the next number the person will write?
Two.
Two.
Good. So that is how it will automatically be updated. It will auto
Okay.
increment it. You understand? For us
Okay.
not to, it's just like we are using it for what? To identify a particular person, or yeah, a particular entry. For example, we might have the same surname, but we are different person, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
But with that auto increment, it will give it, and you see it gave it a primary key too, meaning every person that enter, it will assign a primary key to the person, and it will also identify it by the what? The incremental number given to that person. You understand?
Okay.
Just like a unique key given to a particular person. Okay, for example, you book an hotel, and the reception will give you a key to open a particular door, right? Now that key is what is assigned to you alone. So see the same thing he applies here. That's
Okay.
why we add auto increment and what primary key.
Okay. So I was saying
So
for
you
every other tables I will be creating, the first one will always carry auto increment.
no, you see, I only use the person's ID. I
Okay.
only increment the person's ID.
Okay.
All that table, like all that columns are unique to what the primary key alone, like which is the person's ID. You understand?
Okay.
It's just like collecting a person's data, and that person data, each one of them has their unique keys with their unique keys. So when you assign the person's ID, automatically the name, everything will follow. When you click on the primary key, you see the details of the person.
Okay. Okay.
You understand now? Do you understand? Should I explain
But I
further?
want to ask a question.
Okay.
Uh, this auto increment, the keyword, must you always put the underscore, the underscore, or
Yeah, yeah. It's a
okay,
keyword.
okay,
That is how it is being written. That is how uh SQL recognize it.
okay, okay.
If you see, when I write auto, automatically you see it will pop out what I want to write. It's just specific for what SQL is a keyword. Now that draws my attention. So what hear me?
I'm with you,
What
sir.
hear me? Please write SQL keyword to the assignment. So during the week, I will give you this assignment. During the week, work on it. When you are coming back on Friday, I'm going to review all your assignments. So normally, okay, now Oyemi,
I'm with you, sir.
can you explain how we normally submit our assignment to them? I believe you are an old student, so can you briefly, with few seconds?
Yes. If you are using Microsoft Word, we have a Google link which has been created. The link will be shared to us maybe after the class. So inside that link is a Google Drive link. Inside that link, you create a folder with your full name, how you want your name to appear on your certificate. You write it there. So all your assignments will be submitted inside that link, and also projects, everything will be there.
Good. So Owoyemi have already explained it. I will share a link for you. That link, that is a Google Drive. When you open it, you will see SQL. SQL is for SQL alone. So inside that link, you see a past student which have graduated from there. You see how they created their folder, how their assignment is. So do the same. You just create your own folder, include using your name or your full name, include your project, your assignment inside. So now, if you want to submit your project for me, please your assignment, come here, you save what? You save your script. You save what? Your script. Save it as what? SQL. Save it as what? SQL on desktop. Copy it, send it to your phone, upload it to that folder. I will be able to view it. You understand? I believe you understand what I'm saying.
Yes, sir.
So, is there anyone who is not clear on how to submit?
I'm not still clear. I
Hello?
think my network is having issues. It's cracking. And
Okay, where did you add out from
because I actually
so that I can go
rejoined,
over
I
it?
went off and rejoined. I guess I stopped at after this you were explaining auto increment and primary key. It info
Okay.
to someone,
Now, do you
and I
understand
logged off
auto
my
increment?
I don't know if I missed anything.
You understand it's auto increment and foreign key. Do you understand it, or should I go over again? Hello, do you understand it? Ah, it's having network issue. Okay. Uh, I will advise you go over to the video again. The video will be shared to you. Okay. Uh, so is there anyone who do not understand how to submit their assignment?
Yeah, please
Okay.
help explain this assignment submission again.
Okay. Now, do you understand auto increment and primary key?
Yeah, I do. And you explained the auto increment. I know of auto increment
Okay.
and primary key.
Now, the assignment, we have a Google Drive, and that Google Drive is specific for a particular courses. Now, use on the SQL folder, you will see our past students how they created their folder inside the SQL folder with their name, which will appear on their certificate, and how they uploaded it. So you have to upload every assignment given to you inside that folder. I will be able to review your work if it was uh it was done right. So I will also give you a review. So that is the folder you are going to be submitting your assignments, your project, everything you will be submitting there. So if I want to issue a certificate, I will also drop it there. You understand?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Okay, are you the one
So
sending us the folder, or the folder is inside this
I will
SQL?
share you the link. I will share the link on the group chat.
Okay.
So now let's go over to creating okay. um Kemi, I want to go back over to you. You said the code is kind of difficult to you. So Kemi,
Okay.
we are just starting, and I'm just trying to teach you the basics of what how to create what your database, your table. Normally I'm supposed to go over to like analyzing data, understand. So that's why I'm teaching you guys the foundation so that you'll be able to know how they get, how you'll be able to what create a table. There's a way you can just do a drag and drop method. You will just what create a table. So let me just show you. Let me just show everybody. So now let's come here. Now look at this. When I click here, do you see me? Are you seeing me?
Yeah, I can see you.
When I click left click, I can create table. I'll click it. A dialog box will pop in. Did you see?
Yes, yeah.
You have seen it. So I'll just it's just
Yes.
like you are just dropping and picking without you knowing the foundation on how to what code it. You
Okay.
understand? So you can just write the table name. Let's say student record, student record. Let's say record. Sorry, record. Now student record. Okay, this one you leave this one like this. You leave it like this. So CSV. Okay, you can still do it like this. You can still do it like this. Now you can add your primary key. You can add primary key, the student ID. You see when I click it, automatically it assign ID.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I just explained just now?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
It automatically assign what ID and make it what the data type to be what integer. You will see it's integer. You see unique value. You see binary column. You see Now you see auto incrementer.
Okay.
You click it, auto incrementer. You see we have already added. Now we can just add tables. Okay, now let's add another one again. Uh, we are going to add what? More tables to it. So we can come here again. Now this, what are we going to add again? Let's say first name.
First name.
I believe you are seeing what I'm doing. Please, in case you don't want to code, but normally you have to know how to code as a data analyst. You just say first name. You see the voucher. You see our voucher. It gave us 45. You see, SQL just make it easier that it will just generate it for you. So it gave it 45. So we can just select. So we need it to be number. Okay, not null. So we don't need it to be in primary key like that. So we don't need it to be increment. We have already assigned it to be voucher. So this is our, so you can just apply like this. Automatically, you see the, it will just generate the code for you.
Okay.
Uh you see the code is already generated here. Please, you apply. Automatically the student record has been updated. Look at it. The student record has been updated. Now let's see student record. Let's move out from here. Sorry. Let's see our student what record. Select all from what student what record. Oh, okay. Now we have to use students. Okay, now, okay, let's use this because it's still the same database. So you see the student record supposed to be popped out. Okay. Now select all from what student record. So I don't know why it's not responding. Okay, now let's use student records, select table. We are going to select table. Okay, now let's select this data first. Let's select data. Let me see something. What happened here? It seems that my, sorry, let me close it. My, I don't know what is happening to my system. It's kind of hanging. Okay. Now it said that
Hello, Auntie Kemi.
Welcome.
it said no database selected. Okay. Now, sorry, I closed my software. So I have to what? Use my database again. So now I've already used it. Now let's see our student record. Record. So now this is the table which I created. Kemi, did you see it?
Yes.
This
Yes,
is
I
the
can.
table I created. Yeah, this is the table I created using the manual method without writing code. You understand?
Okay.
But you have to know the knowledge of what's writing a code, because sometimes your organization you are working with, they might just give you a different software, but which work with what? SQL. Normally, they can just tell you if you have what? SQL knowledge. You see, in your requirement, they will always tell you the requirement of your job. You understand? They will only tell you you must be proficient in Excel, you must be proficient in SQL, like that, like that. That's why you have to what? Have the knowledge of what we are doing. Okay? Hello, everyone.
We are with you, sir.
So, can we call it a
With you,
day,
Sean.
or we continue next week? We continue next week, or we can continue now. Can we call it a day?
Yes, we can call it a day.
So, good night from here. Please,
All right.
Oweyemi, drop your assignments. I will also drop the link and give you the instruction on how you submit your assignment. So, this class was recorded. And please, if you attended this class, give me a DM. If you need the video, give me a DM. I will send it to you privately. So, good night.